Check out the video and tell me what you think.
So check this out. So General John Kelly, who suddenly tells us that Trump admires Hitler. Trump admires Hitler's generals. Trump says Hitler did some good things, according to General John Kelly in The Atlantic. Is the general telling the truth, or could there be something else motivating these comments? Well, it turns out, and you just do a little bit of digging, General John Kelly sits on the board of the company that operates the biggest migrant shelter for unaccompanied children who are coming over the border without parents or guardians. That company is called DC Capital Partners, and they own two other companies called Acuity International, and the other one's called Valiance Humanitarian. Yes, and you know what they get? Massive contracts, no bid, meaning they don't have to bid against other companies, from the government. So now if...
No bid contracts. Man, where have I heard that before? Was that Dick Cheney, right? When we invaded Iraq, his companies got no bid contracts.
If Trump is about to be elected and you know he's going to close the border down, and that means all those unaccompanied minors and children who don't have their family with them or parents, it's possible that General Kelly isn't too excited because his shelters won't be filled up with unaccompanied migrant children, which means those giant contracts could go away. You know, you think The Atlantic would just do a tiny bit of digging? If your business is built on open borders, maybe you have a slight bias against Trump becoming president.
Why dig when the guy gave us what we wanted? So let's dig a little bit. Let's see if we can verify a little bit of this. So DC Capital Partners, well, checks out so far. General Kelly there. DC Capital Partners. Let me widen this out for you. Full monitor. There you go. I know it's going to look a little weird for you guys. DC Capital Partners. There you go. General John F. Kelly, USMC, retired. Ooh. All right. There's one. You know what's also interesting about this? Look at all these. These are all the board of advisors. Former Deputy Secretary of State. Former ambassador to the UAE. Former commander of the Pacific. Commander of the U.S. Pacific Command. Everybody's here is in some way former politician or very high up in former military. So he also mentioned Acuity International and Valiance Humanitarian. Okay. Let's see. So Acuity International right there and Valiance if they're doing alphabetical. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. I couldn't actually find this Valiance Humanitarian on the DCCP website and that list of different companies they had, but quick Google search for them actually brings you to an article from DCCP.com. So just go back to DCCP to go to that article, and it's based on an article they broke up Caliburn International, split it into two companies. These two, Acuity International. Anyways, down below it kind of breaks up kind of what these two companies do. But the interesting one is that video was dead on accurate. So yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good find for that guy. It basically tells you right here, I mean, they just work almost specifically with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Settlement and its care of unaccompanied minors. So it works with that department, and that is like the main and only thing that they even kind of talked about. They even have another sentence here, but it's like literally the same thing. So yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if John F. Kelly even mentioned that he had a financial interest in keeping the border open.